And the two kids, I believe that's Drake the Snake and Freight Train, jump up to celebrate, much like kids are going to do, and they bump into each other, and they bounce off each other like bowling pins and fall asunder. Coach Keplinger.
How about that touch from Cornbread there? That was
that was
all
a
right.
soft touch. I haven't seen a touch that
no
soft
doubt.
since I used some Charmin toilet paper, Coach.
Well done.
Well, I'm trying up here, Coach. Snap from Jacob Hoffman. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Green Shoes Tyler connects again on the snap from Jacob Hoffman. All right, Coach, 21-6. Things are looking pretty good here. The Prexies have had some pretty good offensive plays. What do you think the Prexies have to do here on defense, Coach, to get a stop here, considering that North Union scored on the last stanza?
Yeah, I think, you mentioned it best. You follow your wings, see through the smoke and mirrors, read your keys. I think that's something why you see these unconventional offenses successful in places like the military academies, where
Absolutely.
they're, a wing tee or a triple option, and that if you don't have, necessarily as many athletes to go with who you're lining up against, it's giving you the best shot. So, just disciplined defense here, and
absolutely,
I think Harding will be just fine.
Well, and like we said, it's hard to believe 21-6, but there hasn't been a lot of ball game left. Or I'm sorry, rather, there hasn't been a lot of ball game plays. So the Prexies really haven't had a chance to settle in defensively, especially when you consider that last offensive stanza was aided by a busted play.
Yeah, no doubt. We kind of feel this in the booth week to week. Game last week kind of had just a nice cruising vibe to it. It was methodical.
It did. Yes.
We're rambling, we're doing our thing, and this is a lot of scoring. It's been pretty choppy. It's a stormy afternoon out on Lake Erie. I'll tell you that.
Well, Coach, we said it once, we said it twice earlier. There's been some full moons going on, so I would expect nothing but wackiness at the behest of a full moon, sir.
Fair enough. Those of you who may work in education know all too well what a full moon brings.
Listen, you talk to any nurses?
Okay, yeah.
Any doctors?
You know what? You work with people.
You work with people. When there's a full moon, you're like, holy cannoli. Speaking of full moon, folks, that's the end of the first quarter. We're going to take a quick commercial break here with the Marion High School Telecom production.
The Marion City Schools Art Department provides a wide variety of outlets to promote students' creative growth and education. At Marion City Schools, we believe that art education promotes interest and understanding in all aspects of student learning. Students of Marion City Schools have been featured in local, state, and national art exhibits. Marion City Schools, the art of education.
The Marion City Schools take pride in our music department. With nationally recognized marching band, show choir, orchestra, jazz band, multiple choirs and ensembles, as well as advanced placement music theory, the Marion City Schools offer a wide variety of opportunities for students to showcase their musical talents. Numerous studies show that music education enhances core curriculum, promotes social dynamics, and encourages community involvement. At Marion City Schools...
Hey, folks, and we are back where the Prexies are leading the Richwood Wildcats of North Union 21-6 in what has been a game of explosive plays by the Prexies and a game where we just haven't really had a chance to catch our breath, Coach Keplinger. I mean, not only us, but also the gentlemen out on the field.
No doubt. Hey, and how about that? We're talking about a full moon and...
And he gets behind the coverage. Thank goodness. The ball is bobbled by the North Union Wildcat as Noah Thompson closes in.
Yeah, that seam looked like it opened up there, but good stick there by Cornbread.
Absolutely.
Prevents a huge first down play.
Cornbread recovered on that, but, basically what happened there is the guy just ran a skinny post. He kind of split the corner and the free safety, and really they just got caught looking in the backfield there. Unfortunately, that young man did not catch that. Or fortunately, rather, that young man did not catch that ball.
5 wide, North Union. Tell you what, how about we're sitting here talking about full moons and the marching band breaks into Michael Jackson's Thriller there. That
They did
seemed
break into
almost
Thriller.
too
They did break
perfect.
into Thriller.
Darkness
Looks like it's
falls across the land.
fourth and a hair, Coach. A hair on my head, not on yours. So North Union's going to go for it. Might do something a little here, see if they can draw the Prexies off sides.
Tell you what, I've known my wife for about 4 years now and just came to the realization that I've had one haircut in the time I've known her. So sure looked like that first effort. They were going to be short here, but
Got a little bit of a second push
a little
there.
bit
It'll
of
be
a second
interesting to
push
see where they
and,
spot it.
Will be a very, very interesting spot.
Very, very close. And, wow. Well, and you know, kudos to that young man. The Prexies stood him up, and the Prexies played some great defense there, but when it's fourth and a hair on my head, it doesn't take much. And the second, great second effort there by that running back gets it done.
Looking pass again.
North Union's definitely seeing something there, as that's the second time they've thrown to that wing receiver there right down the middle of the field. Freight Train makes the tackle. North Union with double wings. Wing motion. Wing toss.
Pitch out.
Oh!
Oh.
Oh!
Bit of a late.
I
Yeah.
don't know if I agree with that tackle. They're going out of bounds. There was nothing. Or I'm sorry, that flag. That wasn't malicious. He fell, and as he fell, he kind of pulled the kid on top of him.
Well, you know, that's something, too, that, you know, officials need to think about. These kids, there's a little bit of reaction time
Sure.
involved. You know,
Sure.
if you've got your mind made up, you're making a tackle, and halfway through you hear a whistle, there's nothing stopping you
Absolutely.
from finishing that.
Nope, there is nothing.
And here we are, North Union inside the red zone. What seemed to just be a phase is just going to be the way this game's going to play out. It sure looks like.
Coach,
So,
this could be a seesaw. I don't
bring-
know if my heart can handle it.
Bring your oxygen.
So, North Union gets a couple extra yards with the aid of a errant penalty flag. I believe on that one, North Union was not set. They were not. So, just like that, Coach, the universe has evened itself
Has
out.
corrected
The
itself.
football gods said, yeah, I don't know about that last
Yeah,
penalty. And
no.
listen, I don't fault that ref for throwing that penalty because when you see the tackle finished out of bounds, it's the natural reaction to throw the flag. And ultimately, we want to keep kids safe. So I don't fault the ref for throwing that flag. But nonetheless, the football gods go, we got to make the universe right. Okay, so North Union, 2nd and 7, 2nd and goal, 7 yards to reach pay dirt.
Going quick once again.
Double tight wing. A little bit of a counter play there. Wing counter. Well, and right now it just looks like North Union is controlling the line of scrimmage a little bit more than what I'm sure Coach Slater and the Prexies like at this point.
Yeah, that's, you know, week in and week out, we've typically seen a Harding defensive front that's going to be getting the better of offenses. So
Absolutely. Little toss there as he turns it upfield and is able to hit pay dirt. So here we are, folks, 21-12, and you got to think.
it's 2-point time.
You got to
right?
think a 2-point conversion, Coach. That's what I'm thinking. But watching the personnel that walks in and the personnel that walks out, they're still going to go for a PAT here, sir.
Yeah, you know, I don't think there was anything wrong with the power of the kick. It was just a directional issue there, you know?
Absolutely. See if the Prexies can get a little pressure on him here, maybe force an errant kick or even a block. And that one is true and through the upright. So with a 21-13 score here with 9 minutes and 53 seconds left in the second quarter, we are going to take a quick commercial break here with the Marion Hunter High School Telecom production.
Hi guys, what's shaking?
Hey there, welcome.
You know, I love the club. It's the reason I'm here. It's taught me so many lessons, and I can talk about it in a positive way and an honest way for the rest of my life. You know, in a community or in a town, your role models are the people that you deal with, that are in your face, that you talk to, that you can ask questions to, not necessarily some basketball player or actor on screen. Boys and girls clubs, great futures start here.
And just like that, we're back. And Coach, we would be remiss if we did not mention the fantastic, amazing business that is as Marion can be if we didn't mention one of our great sponsors, the OK Cafe.
Yeah, I think they got a, like I said last week, got a commercial soon to be in the mix. You'll start seeing them on the telecast, but
I wonder if the number to the OK is still 387 OK.
Okay. That's one of those numbers you'll never forget. Like what was time and temperature? Was that 383-2141 or something?
Yeah, it was.
Like that?
God, you remember the days before the internet when you actually
had to call time and temperature? But then you knew if you were going to get a delay or not based off of what time and temperature was saying.
Absolutely. Nowadays, kids know they have a delay
on Twitter.
On Twitter, yeah.
And it's early, man.
It's early. They don't mess around. Julian Ladd catches the ball there on what is known as the fullback position there on the kick return team and returns it to the 35 where the Prexies get the ball with a fresh set of downs. And, Coach, what I just tell you, I bet we're going to see Colin Hill and Julian Ladd.
Yeah, you did call
and
it.
Tailback, and the Prexies are going to try to establish a running game and just grind some meat here, as I like to say, as the counter play hits. Oh! There was a face
There's
mask.
A flag.
Holy folks. Holy smokes. Julian Ladd doesn't stop moving his feet, and I'm telling you, that face mask was so blatant that the Russians and Sputnik could have seen it from space. Mr. Mullins is back here saying he saw it. And speaking of Mr. Mullins, once again, we got to talk about, and I know we do it every week, but listen, folks, we're not just up here to give corny nicknames and talk about music and football. We're also up here to promote all of the great things that are Marion City Schools, and we got to talk about this telecom program. We have to. It is one of the best programs, if not the best program in the state of Ohio. I'm going to go on a limb and say it is the best program in the state of Ohio. I know for a fact there is no other telecom program in the state of Ohio that has its own cable channel. We have been on ESPN twice, ladies and gentlemen, twice. Mr. Mullins has pumped out some fantastic journalists in the making, and I know there's some people out there like a Kaylee Bowers who's going to go on and do great things in the news world.
More laundry here.
Some more laundry, absolutely. As the Prexies run what looks like the good old-fashioned G play.
And I'll tell you what, going on behind the scenes, the footage you see, the commercials we're cutting to, this is all student-run. This broadcast, yes, we're talking.
Absolutely.
But, all this work to give you this first-class broadcast is all student-run. Like, that's wild, man.
110%. And just like that, I believe there's a holding call. So the 15-yard gain that the Prexies get on a flag there is negated by 10. And the Prexies are now staring at 1st and 20 after a holding penalty. Julian Ladd in the backfield. Noah Thompson with a bootleg, and he throws it too high.
Yeah, I think he's kind of in between receivers there. Little overhill, little short of Moni there.
Yeah, he put whatever way you want to look at it, a little bit too much mustard on it or not enough mustard on it. And listen, right now the Prexies have really yet to establish a running game. But the bootleg seems to be working because North Union is focusing so much on the running game. So it'll be interesting to see what the Prexies are able to do here. As the bootleg has worked, but the run game has not, as Julian Ladd loses the ball.
Ball's on the ground.
Pops out.
I don't know.
And
I don't know.
From what I'm seeing, it belongs to the Wildcats of North Union. Ooh.
Wow.
Whoever was on the bottom of that pile deserves the Attaboy Award of the day. I believe that was number 7. I think that was DeMonte. Oh, man, who is number 7? Maybe C.J. McKinney, maybe?
Yeah, that's what Mr. Gornflow's saying on the broadcast. The motor, he never stops running, baby.
The motor. Well, and that's why he made that play, because the kid never quits. Because I'm telling you, North Union had that. As Noah Thompson is pressured and throws the ball just a little too high in a display of sportsmanship, the Wildcats help him up. And, you know, it feels like the Prexies haven't done much offensively, but yet here they are punting for the first time in the game, Coach.
Yeah, you know, those big plays definitely set the pace early, kept punting unit off the field, and here is Colin Hill and his second in the in the conference punt average. So
good punt.
Does not disappoint again.
And the Prexies are down there with a beautiful, beautiful tackle by. I got to wait for him to get up. That is number 14, Coach. Who we got there?
That's the long snapper, Jacob Hoffman.
Wow. So the fact that kid long snapped the ball as beautifully as he did, which allowed Colin Hill to kick that punt the way that he did, and he hustles down there and he makes the tackle.
How about that?
How about that,
How
Coach?
about that?
You can't coach hustle. You can't coach heart. You either got it or you don't. And I'm going to tell you, Jacob Hoffman has it by the bucketful, baby. He has it by the bucketful. All right, so let's see if the Prexies offense can settle in here and get a stop after the North Union Wildcats have found pay dirt their last 2 offensive series. Inside handoff there.
Miller, very positive gain on the first down.
Well, and, you know, we talk about how important it is for offenses to get a positive gain on first down. And really right now what you're seeing is you're seeing the North Union Wildcats. They're controlling the line of scrimmage on offense and defense. The Prexies haven't been able to establish a running game, but they've hit with some big plays with their athletes. But right now, their offensive line, which is a pretty large group of kids, is getting a push on our D-line.
Miller again. Looks like enough there.
Looks like enough.
Fraker there on the tackle. New set of downs here for North Union.
Coach, I couldn't help myself there. The coach and me saw something that I wanted to walk a door over and tell the coaches down there, hey, you got to watch for this. I couldn't help myself, Coach. Sorry, folks. That's why I stepped away there for a second. I mean, I stand up here as a commentator and watch the game. However, it's hard for me to not see the game through a coach's eyes sometimes.
Went on that seam
again.
Oh,
and that
just
seam
missed it.
is there. And he misses it. If that throw is on a dime, Coach, that kid's probably still running. It almost looks like, and I don't want to speak wrong here, but it almost looks like The Prexies are back there in cover 3 with 3 deep, and they just maybe don't have enough right now to cover the 4 wide receivers or the 4 routes that are happening there as the Prexies are.
That sure looked like a false start.
Yeah, that definitely looked like a false start, and also looked like the Prexies were having a little trouble getting lined up there, as I believe. Yep, was a false start, Coach.
Yeah, I thought I saw one of those pulling guards take off just about a half step too early there.
Well,
so
can't do that, Coach. You can't. A lot of things you can do in a game of football, but the ball has to move before anybody else does. Wildcats are looking at 2nd and 15, and based upon the success they've had, I'm guessing maybe we might see a throw on this play as they come out in a 2-tight set. Backside guard pull, little counter doubles as Kirkland Hawkins
and the Hawk
is there.
Wants none of it.
Wants none of it.
No.
And they throw a flag as Kirkland just gives a little extra on that play. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that call. However, here we are.
It's like you throw a baby up in there, and you let go too soon, they just fall.
Well,
I'm done tackling you.
and the issue becomes, once the whistle is blown, you know, you got to stop the play.
You stopped them.
It's that simple.
Job was done.
Yeah. And and that's one of those plays where a kid gets a little overzealous and gets caught up in the game and maybe just puts a little extra at the end of it.
I still don't think anything nefarious there.
No.
There's no intent. Like, yes, you can do it, but all right, so it sounds like you got a personal foul on Hawkins for the tackle, and I think illegal contact with the helmet on Bentley there.
Illegal helmet contact. I don't know if I've ever heard that called in high school.
Yeah, but that's a situation where you look at it in college, and it starts getting into targeting, and that's an automatic disqualification.
Yeah, and it might be one of those things where maybe someone did the good old-fashioned Deacon Jones head smack. Deacon Jones, back before they outlawed it, would just bring his mitts and smack an offensive lineman in the head as he was rushing forward.
He broke, Miami Dolphins fan. He broke Bob Greasy's. Broke Bob Greasy's leg in 1972. So 72 Dolphins, who were perfect, played all 15 regular season games with their backup quarterback after Deacon Jones broke Bob Greasy's leg. So
Coach Brady sending Kirkland Hawkins. Looks like Kirkland Hawkins is getting ready to go back in the game. And, kid like Kirkland who plays his tail off and plays hard has got to remember that the most important play is the next play. And if there's no one that's more upset with that play right now than Kirkland Hawkins is, because he made a great play. He knows that the Wildcats are going to be staring at 2nd and 15, and he knows he gave him a gift there.
QB rolls out here.
Noah Thompson comes screaming up.
I'll tell you what, that's some closing speed there from Cornbread.
I'm telling you, I haven't seen closing speed like that since I don't know, Coach. I can't even come up with anything. You got one? Because I don't.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything close that fast since Semisonic released Closing Time in the 90s. Yeah.
I haven't seen anything close that fast since what was that? Sun Electronics opened up in Marion for like a week.
For real?
Sun TV, yeah, it was Sun TV. We had one for like a week.
Oh, man.
Looks like North Union may have got enough for a first down. And listen, up to this point, it's not really what North Union has done. It's what we've done. And the last thing we want to have happen here is have a game with too many mistakes. because we have lived on the edge quite a few times this year, and we've come out on the right side more often than not. But last week you saw a Prexy team play an extremely clean game, and they ran away with it. Oh!
Freight train.
Freight train almost had a
Almost had a pick.
But then the ball almost bounced into the hands of big number 80. I don't know, Coach.
Yeah, I think that's Day.
Mr. Day.
'86 Harley Day.
Well,
I'll tell you what.
I think Dayman almost became the Nightman.
Oh, it's always sunny in Philadelphia.
It is, sir.
All right.
And it's always sunny here on the fields of Harding High School whenever these boys are out there playing.
Just an aside, the alphabetical order of this roster, man, it's brutal.
They're not helping us, Coach.
It's brutal.
Tackle made by, I believe, Noah Thompson and Seth Tyler as Carson Smith squirts ahead for what looks like a 6-yard gain as the Wildcats are staring at 3rd and 4 or 3rd and 3. Well, and it almost feels like, even though the Prexies are holding an 8-point lead, it almost feels like North Union is taking a little bit of control of this game, Coach. The Prexies really need a defensive stand here to take back control of this game. Wildcats in double tights. Nothing doing on that one.
That's going to be an interesting play call here.
Looks like the Motor McKinney. Check that. The snake, Fascione, as the Wildcats are staring at a 4th and maybe 2 or a very long one. Be interesting to see if Coach Slater decides to call a timeout here once he sees what North Union comes out in. Considering the Prexies are sitting with 2 timeouts left.
Smith going to get enough for the first down again.
And it almost looked like the Prexies just weren't quite lined up on that. I don't know what the boys are waiting for. Maybe they don't like what they see, or maybe they're a little confused, but looked like we had some problems getting lined up on that one. North Union comes out in the double tights. Toss. Well, and the Prexies got to find a way to stop that toss play, because that toss play seems to be getting about 4 or 5
yards
6
a carry.
yards
Yeah,
a pop.
no doubt.
Prexies got to find a way to establish the edge there.
Well,
Because really that toss play works. And really what they're doing, if you notice, Coach, they've got a tight end wing out there, and they're just tossing to that every single time.
Oh, for sure. And you're looking at a situation here, North Union slowed this down a little bit. And they're getting the ball to start the second half here. So,
yeah, they are.
If you can muster up a stop here, I'll tell you what, that'll do wonders for keeping the momentum.
Hayden Silky-Hamilton checks in the game as the Wildcats get 1st and goal. And really, like I said, North Union is hustling to the line. They're getting set, and it looks like the Prexies defense is just a step behind. Great open field tackle by number 3.
That's the junkyard.
The junkyard. Davion Sims. Two minutes and some change left in the ball game as the Wildcats look at 2nd and 1. 2nd and goal from the 1-yard line. Double tights.
Timeout called
By, I believe, North Union. Well, and Coach, like I said, right now it just looks like the Prexies on offense and defense, even though they lead this game 21-13, just looks like they're out of sync right now. Looks like they haven't quite kind of found their niche yet. I know the score is deceiving us, but it just doesn't seem like they've quite settled in to this ball game just yet.
Yeah, and that's something, we've alluded to, and that's something we've alluded to up here. It's felt choppy.
It's felt
there
very
isn't
choppy.
Any, flow, if you will, to it. You come out, score twice, you score quick. Your offensive players don't see the field for 7 minutes game time.
Game time, yeah.
It's a very, very precarious situation.
Well, and right now, North Union they're kind of tempoing us, Coach. They're kind of doing what the Oregon Ducks did to people for a very long time. They're tempoing us, and right now they're catching us on our heels. And I don't doubt at the end of the day that you stack our athletes up against their athletes, I'll take ours any day of the week. But right now, they're controlling factors of the game that the Prexies really aren't stepping up to the plate for,
Sure.
Great blitz.
We spoke too soon.
That's a big loss there as they go from 2nd and 1 to hit pay dirt to third and 5.
Yeah, no doubt. That's a huge play there.
Well, and really, if the Prexies can get a stop here and go into halftime with a stop, they got to feel a little bit better about themselves here. As the Prexies are hustling to get set up. Still a little day late and a dollar short getting set
pitch.
up there.
Brings
as the
it
running
back.
back cuts it back, and Cornbread Thompson gets a stop.
How about that? We talk about that pitch play time and time again, and when it mattered, Harding defense found a way to stop it.
Yeah, when it mattered, they found a way to stop it. And once again, Coach, I know I've been saying this a million times, but those boys, they got to be a little quicker in getting set up. Luckily, Noah Thompson was there to kind of pull the proverbial marshmallow out of the fire, but we didn't quite get set on that one, Coach. As Coach Hajar of the Pleasant coaching tree lets the clock run down before he calls a timeout to obviously draw up something in the dirt. Well, rather than go to commercial break here, Coach, once again, the Prexies here get a much-needed breather with 32 seconds left until halftime. And the Prexies got a timeout left, so you got to believe maybe they're going to spin that. They're going to let North Union come out, get set up, see what they're in.
Sure.
And then maybe call a timeout. But then again, Coach may be telling them that they're going to see this, they're going to see this from watching film, and maybe that's what they're going to see, and maybe he's going to stick with it because, unfortunately, you can't take those timeouts to halftime. But the last thing you want to do is have North Union come out and line up in something that you just told the boys about and you've prepared for and then call a timeout and give them a chance to come up with something different, you know?
Right.
I mean, that's really kind of the chess game that is football.
Yeah, I think back to, 2 or 3 years ago, that 1-point Ohio State-Michigan game where Urban Meyer saw exactly what they were going to run, spent his time out, bracketed the wide receiver that the 2-point conversion was going to, and shut that down. So
those were the forgotten Brady Hoke years where they beat Ohio State once when Luke Fickell was the coach.
Yeah, that was the year I had OSU Michigan tickets. So.
Okay, so here we go, Coach. Let's see if the Prexies can get a stop here as the Wildcats come out.
Oh! Wow. How about that?
And pretty good coverage there. But the kid who is taller than Freight Train just goes over top of him.
And that's the day, man.
That's the day. That's the way it goes. Sometimes they're just a little bit taller than you, as Freight Train was in pretty good position there.
Well, that's the thing, with Fraker we've seen all season with, just matchups. He positions himself well. His coverage is solid.
Absolutely.
There's not much you can do about, a kid a head and a half taller than you catching a ball on top of his dome.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. Freight Train was in pretty good position there. Looks like there's a little bit of laundry on the field. Well, Coach, and I got to believe that there's going to be a lot of adjustments made by the Prexies at halftime on both sides of the ball.
Yeah,
and really the most important coaching that takes place in any football game.
Happens at half.
Happens
at
halftime.
Week in and week out.
And I got to believe this defense, which has stood to the test all year, has got to find a way, has got to find an answer here. And we see some laundry on the field. It'd be interesting to see who that laundry goes against. Maybe the Wildcats of North Union, maybe the Prexies of Marion Harding. I haven't quite figured out what's going on.
Yeah, Coach Brady having words with the ref on the near sideline, and I don't think he's asking them what they're having for dinner tonight.
I don't think he is either. Be interesting to see what the ref calls here.
All right, so looks like another unsportsmanlike. That's, I think, 3 for Harding this half.
And that's the thing, man. The boys got to get their heads together. And what's happened here is the Prexies got a lead right off the bat, and they've really kind of come unraveled here.
And,
as North Union gets a little bit closer to the goal line, I'm sure Coach is drawing up a 2-point conversion play.
Yep, they elected to take that penalty on the try here. Obviously, try to get into half level. So
yeah,
definitely not where we saw us after that 14-0 start.
And the 2-point conversion is good, as North Union battles back and the Prexies become their own worst enemy throughout the course late in this second quarter. So here we go, folks, the tale of 2 quarters. And let's hope that this doesn't become a tale of 2 halves. Let's hope the Prexies can correct the mistakes and wake up in the second half.
Indians brought that back after.
Where it got an 8-7 score here.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Kluber was struggling all afternoon. He was definitely laboring there. So.
All right, let's see. The Prexies have 1 timeout and 25 seconds left in the first half. We would be remiss if we didn't mention Kelsey Montgomery as the homecoming queen. Those ceremonies will take place at halftime. She is a fine young lady, and I'm sure her parents are proud of her. So, Coach, we said it too early in the game to get too excited about the points the Prexies have put on the board as the Wildcats of North Union storm back.
No doubt. It'll be real interesting to see if this kick goes to Fraker.
Offsides.
And it will not.
On the Wildcats, which aids the Prexies a little bit because it'll back the kick up off by 5 yards. North Union lines up for the kickoff again. North Union now kicking off from the 35 as opposed to the 40. And I believe Coach Hajar calls his final timeout. So while Coach Hajar takes his final timeout here, we're going to leave for a short commercial break with Marion Harding High School Telecom Production.
The Marion City Schools take pride in our music department. With nationally recognized marching band, show choir, orchestra, jazz band, multiple choirs and ensembles, as well as advanced placement music theory, the Marion City Schools offer a wide variety of opportunities for students to showcase their musical talents. Numerous studies show that music education enhances core curriculum, promotes social dynamics, and encourages community involvement. At Marion City Schools, opportunity is the foundation of success.
It'd be great if money grew on trees. Unfortunately, it doesn't. But a Harding
All right, folks, and we are back after that short commercial break as a Prexies with one timeout left and the game tied 21-21 receive the kickoff.
Fraker makes a man miss. Has the edge. Makes two more miss. Gets to midfield.
Well, the return game has been solid.
It has.
It'll be interesting.
So what does your football mind tell you here, Coach? You take an early lead. You know, game becomes tied. North Union's getting the ball to start the second half. Do you take a shot here?
Well, you got the ball at the 49-yard line.
Maybe a quick out, try to get 10, 15, see what happens?
Maybe a quick out, get the ball out of bounds. You got a timeout left. Coach, I got to believe you maybe take a shot here. I got to believe you do. I think you need to go in halftime with feeling good. No, Thompson throws it.
He's got Mooney. Makes the catch. He's still in bounds, though.
So the Prexies need to get on the ball and spike it. Noah Thompson throws a dart. We wait for the ball to be set.
Coach Brady's going to use that timeout
there. Yeah, he's
there.
going to use that timeout. Well, and listen, man. I've said it once. I've said it again. North Union has moved the ball. There is no doubt about that. They have controlled the line of scrimmage at times. There is no doubt about that. But the Marion Harding Prexies have been, I repeat, have been their own worst enemy. We have not played a clean ball game. We're letting our emotions get the best of us, and we're just a little too chippy. Nothing that we are doing or we have done is nefarious. There's nothing that any kid has done that's inherently wrong. We've just allowed ourselves to be a little too chippy, Coach. Coach Keplinger, I think, over here has hit a loose wire or something. He just shocked himself. But worry not, folks.
I'm all right.
He's all right.
In the words of the great Kenny Loggins.
Thompson throws
going
a
home
dart.
run ball.
3 seconds
Tipped out
left.
of the end of the back of the end zone there, but hey, got to think. Well, Green Shoes is out there. Savvy.
Green Shoes is out there. Ball on the 25-yard line. It'll be interesting to see.
32,
I got faith in his legs.
42-yard attempt.
42-yard attempt. I got faith in his legs.
Oh, I called that to the number. All right.
See if Jacob Hoffman can be true. As we wait for the play clock to start. Snap, down, kick, up.
Just short.
Just short. Yo, you can't blame the Prexies for taking a shot there, folks. So here we go, folks. The North Union Wildcats storm back to tie the game at 21-21. They got to be feeling good about themselves, as the Prexies certainly have a lot to fix during the halftime break, which will be a little bit longer this year because of the homecoming ceremony. So, folks, we will be back after halftime with more of the Marion Harding High School Prexies versus the North Union Wildcats.
Band, show choir, orchestra, jazz band, multiple choirs and ensembles, as well as advanced placement music theory, the Marion City Schools offer a wide variety of opportunities for students to showcase their musical talents. Numerous studies show that music education enhances core curriculum, promotes social dynamics, and encourages community involvement. At Marion City Schools, opportunity is the foundation of success.
It'd be great if money grew on trees. Unfortunately, it doesn't. But at Harding High School, our guidance counselors are here to help students find the money needed for college. In fact, our students typically qualify for merit-based scholarships, athletic awards, or even general awards based on financial need. No, money doesn't grow on trees, but at Marion City Schools, we can help you plant the seeds of success by guiding you towards a wealth of scholarship money. At Marion City Schools, your future begins today.
This is me. And this is my teacher, Miss C. She's so great. She teaches me a lot of good stuff. She taught me that everything I do starts with me. I'm in charge. She taught me to have a plan and make sure I do all my work before I play. I also learned how to play well with others. I try to remember that everyone can win. And I listen before I talk. That makes working together a lot more fun. I know that balance feels best, so I remember to take care of myself. Miss C taught me lots of things, but the best one ever is that I can be great.
What if every child had the same opportunity? The opportunity to develop the essential life skills and characteristics students need to thrive in the 21st century. The Leader in Me process provides the teacher experience and classroom implementation tools to put your school on the path to greatness. As you integrate timeless principles into your school's core curriculum and language, you will build student self-confidence, reduce discipline referrals, and increase academic achievement. Find out more at theleaderinme.org.
Great happens here.
All right, folks, and we are back as we've been up here talking with Mr. Mullins about him rubbing elbows with the nature boy Ric Flair.
Yeah,
Woo!
we had a lot of 80s wrestling impressions that just happened right before we went back online. So.
All right, so, Coach, as we talk to halftime, let's hope we see a different Prexies team here in the second half. Tie ball game, but there is no doubt that the Wildcats went into halftime with the momentum.
Took the reins off there, let Sav kick it deep. Got a hole.
And the deep kick gets returned to the 50-yard line, even with a game-saving tackle, but a touchdown-saving tackle by Colin Hill and the freight train Freighter. So not the way we want to see the Wildcats start out with the ball. Coach, we talked about the only coaching that really matters in a game is the coaching that takes place at halftime. So let's hope the Prexies were able to make the adjustments needed to stop what has been a potent Wildcat attack. Wildcats look like they pick up maybe 2 yards on what looks to be a trap play there. 2nd and 8 for the Wildcats at the Prexy 48-yard line. Colin the Hammer Hill on the tackle. Coach, those fireworks at halftime were pretty amazing, weren't they?
Yeah, we had that. We had some serious fire going on there, but that was impressive.
Looked like a mushroom cloud over
no
there,
doubt.
Coach.
Deep ball picked off.
And a pick by, I believe that is
sure looks like the freight
number
train.
11?
Oh, no.
That's Dejon Smith.
Caught a glare there. I couldn't tell a 1 from a 7.
Well, Coach, we could say it was a glare, or we could just admit that maybe our eyesight isn't what it used to be, sir.
Okay, yeah.
Mine isn't anyways.
No, mine's not.
Coach, we were at halftime, we were talking about various different things, and somehow we got to talking about hair again, and we talked about your hair. Now, folks, I think that there's a chance that Coach Keplinger can cut this beautiful mane of hair if we raise enough money. Should be noted that a great English teacher at Marion Harding High School, a youngster by the name of Joshua Pace, is currently battling lymphoma. Our students have done a great job of stepping up to buy T-shirts and raise money, and one of the things we want to do is raise enough funds to possibly, and the catch!
Mone.
Never mind, that's my fault. That was, there he goes down catching the ball singing Mone, Gary Mone.
I'll tell you what, that's the second one we've seen from Cornbread tonight that he's just put the perfect touch on.
I'm going to tell you what, Cornbread, after some struggles early in the year, has really found his arm. But, Coach, as we were saying, though, I think we're going to do a fundraiser, and if we raise enough money, there's a chance that your hair might end up looking like mine.
Yeah, it's something early in the works here that we haven't really rolled out yet. But, You know, if we're able to raise some money for Pacer there, obviously he's battling lymphoma, but he's soon-to-be brother-in-law of mine.
That's right, Coach. He is marrying your sister.
That's right.
So he's going to be family.
Yeah. So.
Well, and Coach, I'm just going to say something right now. Your sister couldn't be marrying a finer young man.
Yeah, they're
than
both
Josh Pace.
They're both good people.
They're
I'll
both
tell
great
you that.
people, absolutely. And if I'm correct, your sister's working for the district as well, right, Coach?
Yep, she was hired on this year. She's a speech pathologist with the middle school. So,
well, Coach, nothing does my heart better than seeing Marion kids giving back to Marion kids.
There you go.
Absolutely. Lottie and Paler
He's got
finally
one guy to beat.
And he almost tight-roped it.
He sure did.
He almost tight-roped it. So
I'll tell you what, we were almost going to have to call him Lod the Inhaler with all that open air he had there.
Woo! You're right, Lod the Inhaler. I like that, Coach.
Yeah, thanks, man.
That was a fantastic pun.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Well, once in a while we throw a good one out there. Most of them are lame, but
something sticks.
Sometimes it sticks.
Hammer on the carry.
Coach, you throw enough baloney at the wall, eventually something's going to stick. The hammer rumbles and stumbles ahead for what looks like a 6 yard.
Yeah, it looks about 6.
Let's see what the score.
Give him 7.
Scoreboard operator gave him 7.
All right then.
I don't know what he's looking at, but that's the longest 3 in the history of mankind, or at least on this side of the Mississippi.
I think our eyes are right this time, Coach.
Absolutely.
So. Back to the hammer. Nothing going on second down.
That one. So I got to believe, after 2 straight handoffs to the hammer, I bet we're going to see a little bootleg here, Coach.
Yeah, the run has proven very effective so far. So.
Oh, we got a Wildcat down with, looks like the way he's stretching there, he's probably got some cramps.
I tell you, that was athletic trainer Tim Brown just showed off that 4.3 speed there getting out there.
Well, and listen, Tim Brown has the same name as a Hall of Fame wide receiver from the Oakland Raiders or the LA Raiders or the Las Vegas, Sheboygan, Wisconsin Raiders. I don't know where they're going to be, Coach. Do you?
Yeah, I think the Vegas is officially happening. We're
going to have a football team in Vegas.
They're kind of
Nobody sees a problem with that, huh?
They're kind of in this precarious situation, though, where they're going to stay at the Coliseum, the Oco Coliseum, for a while, and they're asking Oakland fans, hey, we're moving, we're chasing greener pastures, but for the next 2 or 3 years, please come out and support us,
Well, it's kind of like the Rams moving back to L.A., and that has gone over about as well as a Led Zeppelin.
I'll tell you what, there were more
not
people,
that Led Zeppelin, but actually a blimp full of lead.
L.A. is a city that they don't care about your pro sports teams unless you're winning.
Absolutely.
The ratings, there were more people watching a 3 a.m. game in London between the Saints and Dolphins in L.A. than there were people watching an L.A. Chargers game over the weekend.
That's crazy, Coach.
Yeah, I'll tell you, that's a sad state of affairs, sad for St. Louis,
Lottie and Paler.
Taxpayers are still paying for that dome for the greatest show on turf.
Isn't it amazing?
And they're out, but St. Louis, great baseball town. They'll be all right. So
yeah, they will be. They will be. St. Louis is most certainly a great baseball town. I mean, the closest you can get to a New York Yankees style team in the National League is, as much as it pains me to say it, is the St. Louis Cardinals.
Well, Sav here, looking to hit home on this field goal.
Kick is up, and the kick is good.
Sure is.
The Prexies are able to cash in on a turnover and turn the pick into 3 points as the Presidents strike first in what was a game in which the North Union Wildcats certainly had the momentum. Well, and Coach, back to what we were talking about sports in L.A. There's a million different things to do in L.A. in October and November. You can go to the beach. You can go try to keep up with the Kardashians. I wish that show would go away, quite
LA
frankly.
Kings are coming back.
Yeah, and there's all kinds of different things you could do, and there's a ton of people that live in LA. And quite frankly, Coach, you ever been out to LA?
I haven't yet.
I don't get it. I don't understand it. Maybe it's because I'm a Midwest boy and I like meat and potatoes, and I like
acknowledging
the fall. Yes, and actually talking to people. LA to me is just fast-paced and just filthy. I don't like LA. I'm going to go on record as saying that.
I've been to San Francisco so far. So I
know San Francisco's beautiful.
You know,
my brother lived in Southern California for a while.
They say it never rains in Southern California. Who's that? The Mamas and the Papas?
You know, Coach, we're gonna have to Google that one. I don't know who sings that one. I know it's kind of an obscure band.
Southern California.
Jackson Brown.
Is it Jackson Brown?
I don't think it was Jackson Brown.
I think it's Mamas and the Papas.
We're gonna have to Google that one during a commercial break.
Deep kick again.
Deep kick yet again. Cody Harris is back there and blows it up.
And I think it's the junkyard.
Yeah, Cody Harris doesn't make the tackle, but he took on about 3 blockers there.
Slowed down the return.
And the Prexies find themselves in much, much, much better sledding. And once again, we can't talk about Savion, Green Shoes Tyler, and his kick without talking of the snap of Mr. Jacob Hoffman, who I believe is number 19, wearing the same number as the hollowed quarterback for the Cleveland Browns, none other than Bernie Kosar. You know things have been bad for the Browns when the only thing we have to hang our hat on is a guy who was our quarterback in the mid to late 80s.
Yeah, retired as Dan Marino's backup.
He did. He actually has a Super Bowl ring thanks to the Cowboys. Prexies get set. Toss play. Carson Smith, the ball carrier, with the tackle by, I don't know. A lot of Prexies on that tackle.
The presidential cabinet, if you will.
Yes, the cabinet. Good save. Oh, our PA announcer.
Giving it to Mr. Bentley.
Giving it to the Benz, the BMW, the Beamer, Justin Bentley.
That was really well done. I like that.
Know,
I like that.
I tried there, Coach. Nothing doing on that one, as I believe the Hawk. Check that. The hammer.
Oh, I see him making bird noises for no reason.
And as I'm up here looking down amongst the crowd, I see none other than our wonderful assistant principal, Mr. Michael Panamarzik, selling 50-50 tickets.
I'll tell you what, I think he could sell ice to an Eskimo.
He could. I tell you what, he's a great guy, and I love working with him on my administrative team as much as with Miss Musbach as well and Mrs. Pace as well. Oh, great coverage on that as Dejon Smith closes on the ball. And listen, two offensive stanzas by the Wildcats. 1 pick and 1 3-and-out.
Yep, yeah, it's definitely a tale of two halves so far.
So
if you
far.
Will, so.
However, we came out hot in the first half.
Yeah,
and
sure
then
did.
or rather, the first quarter and fell apart in the second quarter. So let's hope that what little momentum we have mustered here continues for the rest of the second half. Cody Harris gets back there.
Darn near blocked it. Fraker switches again, makes a man miss, makes two miss.
Freight train. Well, and I thought for a second there was going to be a block in the back there, but there was a ref right there and nothing was called. But I'm going to tell you what, Freight Train made that exciting.
Yeah, sure did.
Man, I haven't seen moves like that since James Brown. That kid's got him. Good guy.
Makes me want to watch Rocky IV.
I'm telling you.
Super Highway.
Living in America. Feel good. Rocky IV. Nothing more than montages and little Cold War agenda there, Coach.
Cold War melodrama.
Noah Thompson with the fake. Little quarterback keep there for Cornbread as he squirts ahead for Well, that was no gain. It looked like a lot of gain because it was kind of a draw there, and he was deep in the backfield.
Yeah,
so
it took a while to develop there.
Yeah,
so
it took so
got
long to
3
develop.
yards to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah,
so.
it looked like those yards he picked up. I'm looking. I'm like, wait a minute. He didn't get any yards? Well, he did, but he didn't. Little counter doubles as the Impaler turns it upfield and seems to have found his mojo, Coach.
Yeah, found a groove here so far in the second half. 2 or 3 positive carries, and I think the 4 he's had so far. So, absolutely, you'll take that.
Well, and like we said, Julian Ladd's not a secret anymore. Last week,
cat's out of the bag.
The cat's out of the bag. Last week, Gallion is like, who is this kid? And this week, North Union's like, we got to stop this kid. Counter yet again as Ladd keeps moving. And they blew the whistle.
Yeah,
the kid
ref called him down right at the line of scrimmage there.
I think that was a whistle a little too quick because Ladd squirted out of that pile and moved ahead for what should have been about a 4-yard gain, but is now officially only going to be about a 1-yard gain. Kid keeps moving his feet, though. Prexy's with an eye backfield set. Noah Thompson with a play action
looking home
pass.
run ball.
And he put too much
Too
on
much
it.
sauce.
Too much sauce on the cornbread.
I'll tell you what, though, Moni had his man beat.
Moni had his man beat. You know, and Noah's had a pretty soft touch all night, and I think he knew that Moni was going to beat that kid. He knew that Moni had the speed, but he just, once again, like we said, Coach, put a little too much on it.
It's a nice day to start again.
Yeah, there we go. A little white wedding reference there. We are ripe with 80s references. Noah Thompson tucks the ball.
Wow. Just made that first man miss.
Somehow,
How about
Noah
that?
Thompson just wills his way to what I believe has got to be a first down.
Wow.
And the crowd gasp as they believe Noah got face mask there, and sure kind of looked like he did, but wow.
I'll tell you what, we talked about Drake the Snake leveling that kid last week, and I'll tell you what, that was just as much a grown man stiff arm as we saw from Drake last week. So
I'm going to tell you what, that's a grown man play. Burt Reynolds couldn't have done it better himself, Coach. Cornbread, he of the great hair, goes under center. Tosses the ball to he of the other great set of hair. Oh!
Nothing going. I think you got a tackle for loss, and I think you got a hold there.
Yeah, we definitely got a tackle for loss and a hold. I got to believe, and you know what? That was a great blitz by North Union.
Yes, it was.
I mean, they're just – so it'll be interesting to see. I got to believe that they're going to not take the penalty because they're going to be second and really long instead of first and really long. If it's first and really long, they get more chances to get a first down.
No,
so I
looks
guess
like they're going to take the penalty.
Taking the penalty. Evidently, maybe I guess in high school, I don't think they understand what's going on either. In high school, I don't think it's a spot foul. Holding is holding, and I think it goes just from the line of scrimmage. I could be very wrong about this. Okay, so the ref's fixing it. Yes, in high school, it is not a spot foul.
Yeah,
holding is holding.
Sure, likely he wanted to get a 15-yard penalty, 4 yards in the backfield there, which.
All right. I still don't. I don't know if. What? I don't know.
Huh?
I don't know if these guys know.
Huh?
Somebody got a rule book. Coach Hajar's out there wanting to get an explanation. Coach Brady, I'm sure, wants to get an explanation. But I'm almost positive it is not a spot foul in high school. A hold is a hold, and it is 10 yards from the original line of scrimmage. Okay, I guess I'm wrong. I guess it is a spot foul in high school. I guess all those years of coaching high school football, I didn't pay enough attention. So a block in the back, I guess?
Block in the back and then call it a spot foul too? Is that where we're
I don't
that's
know,
more
Coach.
than that's more than 10 yards.
Color me cornfused.
I think they just gave up.
I don't even know if the refs knew what
All
was
right,
going
so
on now.
welcome back to the Wild Wild West here. Just happy to be here. Not really sure what's happening.
It's a full moon, Coach. What can I tell you? Cornbread.
It's got Drake.
Drake Fashion as Noah Thompson finds a way, and Drake the Snake Fashion comes back to the ball. I mean, really, Noah escaped pressure there, but that's just a heck of a catch by Drake.
Oh, yeah, great pass, great catch all around, and you have what's the equivalent of a positive first down play now. What was first and Richwood, we're now,
Yeah.
second and
very manageable.
7, second and 6. Well done.
Laud the Impaler.
Got a block.
And still actually doesn't completely go down. He's actually laying on one of his linemen. No, check that, his fullback. I'm going to tell you, man, right now, Collins the train and Laud's the caboose. He's following his blockers, and good for that young man. So, Coach, first and Richwood, first and Waldo is now
a new set of downs.
A new set of downs. I mean, how about that? I like apples, and how about those apples? Oh, too much penetration.
Nothing going there.
Well, and once again, like we said, they're just kind of stacking the box. They're just kind of stacking the box. And once again, I am no offensive mastermind, but I think the Prexi's got to find a way here to get a little razzle-dazzle, do something here to get the action going one way, but maybe get Laud going the other way based upon the fact that right now they're stacking the box against that young man.
Yeah, just
the good thing, though, is the Prexi's have a methodical drive of sorts going on here and are milking the clock. Julian Laud bounces the ball.
Cuts inside.
Oh! And I'm going to tell you right now, they didn't call it, but that sure looked like a horse collar tackle to me. I don't agree with the horse collar. Okay, we have a North Union Wildcat down, and out of respect for this young man, we are going to take a quick commercial break while the trainers look him over. We'll be back with a Marion Harding High School telecom production.
Great happens here.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Haven't seen you around before. Are you new in the neighborhood?
Yeah. Haven't you heard about the new state law on yard waste bags?
No, I guess not.
Well, if yard waste is set out by the curb for pickup, state law requires residents to use a compostable bag, like me, or a large paper bag, or a hauler-provided cart. Plastic bags like you are now banned from curbside pickup. This is the other new...
And we are back, and Coach Cavalier, the more I watch that commercial there, the more I want to go as a bag of trash for Halloween. It's got to be cheap.
I think you should.
I think I should.
Think you should, yeah.
I think I should.
I don't think I can budge from that Legends of the Hidden Temple, though. If the trash bags don't work, we still need an Olmec if you want to be Olmec.
Coach, when you got the idea, you got the idea as the hammer bounces off.
He's got the idea.
Well, and right now, the Prexies have had some luck throwing the ball, but right now they're doing what I like to call, Coach, they strapped up their chin straps and they're grinding meat, baby. Should be noted, that there is a minute 40-some seconds left in the third quarter that the Prexies have owned up to this point.
Play
Noah
action.
Thompson rolls
Cornbread
out.
makes a man miss.
Makes a man miss and just throws it away.
I think there's a roughing.
However,
I think there's roughing.
There's a roughing the passer. And to use a pun we have probably overused many, 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 many times, as the Beatles say, you can't do that. So the Prexies are going to get a first down, a fresh set of downs. And I'm going to tell you, man, we have seen tonight, even though there were times we saw Mitchell Frederick Myers in the ball game at quarterback, and Mitchell was still there and plays a lot on defense, but that's what Noah gives us when he's at quarterback. The athleticism that allows him to extend plays, those are the reasons why that kid has been successful at times this year. And he's been able to do some great things, Coach Keplinger. He's been able to make things happen.
I think that much improved running game doesn't hurt matters either.
No, sir, it does not. The improved running game most certainly helps us quite a bit. So the Prexies get a free first down as the ball gets moved down to the 12-yard line. So the Prexies are staring at 12 yards between themselves and pay dirt to possibly give themselves a 10-point lead late in the third quarter. It'll be interesting to see what Coach Wessler's got dialed up here. Maybe a little play action. And I think we need to note that Seth the Motor McKinney is now wearing number 7 due to the fact that he has been put in at tight end today. And I believe that the Wildcats of North Union has taken a timeout. So during this quick commercial break, we will, or rather check that, we're going to take a quick commercial break with Marion High School Telecom Production.
Balance feels best, so I remember to take care of myself. Miss C taught me lots of things, but the best one ever is that I can be great.
What if every child had the same opportunity? The opportunity to develop the essential life skills and characteristics students need to thrive in the 21st century. The Leader in Me process provides the teacher experience and classroom implementation tools to put your school on the path to greatness. As you integrate timeless principles into your school's core curriculum and language, you will build student self-confidence, reduce discipline referrals, and increase academic achievement. Find out more at theleaderinme.org.
Great happens here.
And we are back as the Prexies are staring at, once again, Coach, 12 yards to hit pay dirt and possibly take a 10-point lead with a minute 36 left in what has been an all-Prexies third quarter. Prexies come out in an odd backfield.
Night Train gets the ball.
Book as the Prexies
still motoring
attempt to push the pile. Tell you what, though, Coach, I believe that was about a 6-yard gain.
You'll take that on first down all day, every day.
Well, Coach, and I'm going to call that backfield the meat backfield. A lot of meat in that backfield. The Hammer and the Night Train getting handoffs from Cornbread.
Couldn't have wrote it up any better myself.
Well, Coach, sometimes I come up with good ones.
Here you are.
Calling the Hammer Hill.
Hammer gets the ball.
Nothing doing on that one. A little bit of tough sledding.
Crucial play call here for Coach
This is a
Wessler.
very crucial play call.
He's
Because
going to
you gotta
call
think
Cornbread
with
in.
the live leg that Savi has shown at times that you got to put the 3 points on the board, Coach. Colin Hill looks like he takes a seat. I believe that based upon what I'm seeing, he's probably cramping. And listen, while our great trainer Tim is out there, we need to talk about Ohio Health and the relationship that they have with Marion Harding High School and Marion City Schools. One of our biggest supporters and Marion City Schools is Ohio Health. Ohio Health is a fantastic organization. And if you look at our field, you can see on the 25-yard line on both sides of the field is the Ohio Health logo. You know, and once again, we talk about this field. We talk about all the great things going on here. But we got to talk about Ohio Health. We got to talk about how fantastic they are to our kids. They do free physicals for the youngsters at Rushmore. They give our athletes free physicals at the beginning of the year. They donate a lot of money. They donate a lot of time. And they're an organization that invests in Marion, invests in our kids, and believes in this town. Just a great organization to have a partnership with, Coach.
Oh, no doubt. And I'm thinking, I'm only 10 years removed from high school, but I can't even imagine what it would have been like to get first-class treatment like our athletes do.
Absolutely.
Go quick
and
slant
it looks
there.
Like maybe there's a little extra by North Union there. I see a flag thrown, but I'm pretty sure that's on North Union because at the end of the play, looks like there was a little extra there, and our Harding kid kind of held back there. I see the snake clapping his hands, so I think the Prexies are going to fresh set of downs, Coach.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that's a huge mental error. You make the stop, you're going to limit it, Harding, to probably another field goal, keep it a one-possession game there, and then because you felt the need to jaw with 12 minutes left in a game.
Well, absolutely, and I saw it happen right after the whistle, and it looked like number 12 for North Union just kind of gave an extra body shiver to one of our kids, and one of our do they wave off the penalty? Okay, first down, Prexies. I got a little nervous there for a second.
Right.
Coach.
Anytime they start over-explaining something, it's
listen,
a chance for
I'm not up here to say anything bad about the refs.
To happen.
I'm not up here to say anything bad about the refs.
No, not at all.
They've kept us guessing a couple times tonight, bless their hearts.
Keeper.
Cornbread! And folks,
yes, sir.
Just like that, the Prexies did a fresh set of downs, and Noah put some gravy on the cornbread and scores a touchdown. Should be noted that the fireworks are paid for by the Booster Club and let off by none other than tech guy extraordinaire, former math teacher, Scotty Too Hottie Krosky.
I'll tell you what, I haven't talked to him in a while, but I'm thinking Scott Krosky is one of those guys who played Oregon Trail 20, 25 years ago and never died of dysentery.
Never. Coach, you're playing chess up here with those puns. And the snap from Jacob Hoffman is true, and Green Shoes Tyler kicks it through the uprights as the Prexies take control of this game. However, Coach, we cannot rest alone on a 10-point lead because if North Union has showed us anything, it's a gritty determination to fight back.
Yeah, they've came back once from, 14 down earlier. So, yeah.
Well, they were down 14, then it was 14-6. They were down 21-6, and they chipped away at the stone and got a 2-point conversion to go into halftime with a tied ball game. Well, I'll tell you what, Coach Williams has got to be happy with the live leg of Green Shoes.
Oh, undoubtedly.
Tell you what, Coach, got a great student section over there, all dressed in pink for the annual Homecoming Pink Out, once again supporting breast cancer. Lots of kids painted in pink. Lots of other people who aren't in the student section just wearing pink. I don't know if I've seen this much pink since I was at a Pink concert.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Braveheart, but pink.
But pink. Yeah, pink. So with the return game that we've had here a little bit, it'd be interesting to see what Green Shoes does here with this kick. Cody Harris, Buffalo Cody out there getting excited. Oh, that's a great kick.
That's deep.
Deep, and it was high. Cody Harris
disrupts the middle again.
And
winds up getting in on the tackle,
he kicks
too.
In on the tackle.
How about that?
Wow. That kid's gritty. Like Charles Bronson gritty.
Hey, and that brings us to the fourth quarter.
What do we always do? Coach, what do you always do in the fourth quarter?
You know, I think it's time to say hi to Grandma. So
say
hi,
to
Grandma.
Absolutely. And listen, rather than go to a commercial break, we're just going to keep up here talking, folks. It should be noted that there is a Harding High School alum in between Coach Kepler and I up here running the camera, the wide shot. None other than internationally famous newscaster, Kaylee Bowers. One of the kids that is going to go on and do great things in life and continue to make Marion Harding High School in Marion, Ohio proud. She's over here shaking her head, giving me daggers like, Coach Schneider, can I just help out and you quit talking about me on air? Kaylee, I can't because I love you and I'm proud of you. She said thank you, folks. She said thank you. Evidently, someone needs to move their car, and they keep saying it over the intercom, and they looked up at us up here, Coach Keplinger, and thought that we were actually talking over the intercom. Little do they know that we are the ones on TV boring people.
Right. You know, we are, they're towing, and we're just parked here, filling the airways with the smooth jazz.
The smooth
that
jazz. Speaking of smooth jazz, I see Coach Wessler's little son walking down there. Looks like a tiny blonde-headed version of Coach Wessler.
He can already throw the ball a quarter mile, I'm predicting.
I would say probably so. Wildcats in motion. Oh, and falling in on the tackle, coming off the block is the who?
No, it's Seth the Ham.
I said it was Seth the Ham, Coach, but I think Mr. Gorenflow saw something wrong because pretty sure that was none other than the Hawk himself.
There you go. Well, I made an incorrect Hawk call earlier, so we'll just the universe has leveled itself out.
Well, the
there.
Hawk's all over the place, so it's easy to maybe sometimes say the Hawk had made the tackle when he in fact had not. North Union spreads it out as the night train Booker closes on that. Claps his hands excitedly. Looks like with forward progress.
Yeah, he's going to get a pretty favorable spot there with progress.
Yeah, he got a pretty favorable spot. Quave kind of spun him around there a little bit. Great tackle by Quave. Just got to make sure that, those are one of those tackles that you never know if they're going to throw a flag on that. And Quave did nothing wrong on that tackle, but when you kind of sling a guy around like that, you kind of hold your breath, Coach?
No, sure.
North Union hustles to the line.
It's been a close officiated game, too, so they're not afraid to throw that line.
No, and they're not. And if anything, they've at least maybe been consistent on that.
I'd say that's fair. That's a fair
that's
assessment.
Fair, sure. And if anything, all you want out of your refs is consistency. They're going to call it the same way all the time. As we wait for the play clock or something to start here, don't know. Okay, the play clock got reset, but yet the whistle has not been blown yet. I don't quite know what's going on here. However, it is cutting into the tempo of the Wildcats.
Play action.
Little waggle play there.
Waggle to Miller.
Looks like Noah Thompson is on the ground with a hurt knee. Let's hope it's nothing serious, folks, considering he had a knee injury last year. While Noah Thompson's on the ground and Timmy runs out to go check on him, we're going to take a quick commercial break here with the Marion High School Telecom production.
paper bag, or a hauler-provided cart. Plastic bags like you are now banned from curbside pickup.
All right, folks, and we're back where, as the stadium held their collective breath, Noah Thompson walks off under his own power. So that is certainly a good sign, considering this was a kid who missed 2 contests last year after he had hurt his knee. Wildcats in a double tight set. Motion. Little belly counterplay there. North Union rumbles ahead for a 4-yard gain, maybe 5-yard gain. Looks like the Prexies go to a cover 2 look, as it looks like we have 2 deep safeties. I believe in the game for Noah Thompson is number 20, Andrew Bobo Brazil. Dive play again, as the Prexies are having none of it. And you know, Coach, it's one of those things. You watch the motion by the other wing, but yet the quarterback rotates out and hands the ball to the fullback. You know, and that's one of the hard things about the wing T. You never know where the ball is going to go, as late in this ball game we see a slew of players going down with what appears to be cramps or injuries of some kind. While this young man is on the ground, we will take a quick commercial break with Mary Hardy High School Telecom Production.
Talents. Numerous studies show that music education enhances core curriculum, promotes social dynamics, and encourages community involvement. At Marion City Schools, opportunity is the foundation of success.
It'd be great if money grew on trees. Unfortunately, it doesn't. But at Harding High School, our guidance counselors are here to help students find the money needed for college. In fact, our students typically qualify for merit-based scholarships, athletic awards, or even general awards based on financial need. No, money doesn't grow on trees, but at Marion City Schools, we can help you plant the seeds of success by guiding you towards a wealth of scholarship money. At Marion City Schools, your future begins today.
This is me, and this is my teacher, Miss C. She's so great.
All right, folks, and we're back as number 40 for the Wildcats walks off with a little bit of limp on his own accord.
Yeah, it's second week of October, first week of October, where kids have been practicing in 80+ degrees all week.
They have.
We talked about how sticky it was, the closeness, the humidity.
It's still
and
muggy.
Not coincidental that you're seeing some cramping right now.
Should be noted that Cornbread Thompson, number 4, is back in the ball game. So that young man is okay. As Andrew Bobo Brazil fills in admirably for Cornbread. So North Union's got the ball at their own 36-yard line, putting together a decent little drive themselves here, but nonetheless, still down by 10 with 9 minutes left in the ball game and 36 yards to hit pay dirt to cut into that 10-point lead. Fullback dive. And really right now, that young man really is just kind of running with a head of steam. He's just dropping his head and rumbling forward as he picks up, I believe, 4 yards.
Number is 116-5906. If you have that ticket, take it to the main concession.
Wildcats come out in double tights with the wing top side.
Nothing going this time.
Nothing going that time as they pick up maybe a yard. Looks like 3rd and 5. And you got to think that the Wildcats are in 4-down territory here, Coach. Late in the ball game, with 3 timeouts left, down by 10, the ball on the 30-yard line. 5 yards to go for a first down, 2 downs to get it.
Yep, I'm going to agree with you here, Coach Schneider. Looks like they're going for it all. And they got it. Wow.
Pretty good coverage there.
Padovano's pass complete to Carson Smith for the North Union touchdown.
Looks like on the coverage there, maybe Dejon Smith. That was a pretty good thrown ball, Coach.
Yeah. Put it in a place there that only that wide receiver was going to get it.
Well, and
Smith was all over him.
Smith was all over him, but the one thing Smith didn't do, which may have aided in his coverage, is Smith didn't turn around and look for the ball. So, if Smith turns around just there in a second, he may be able to make a play on the ball, even though that was very good coverage. He was blanketing him. Smith turns around there at the end. He may be able to make a play on that ball. So here we go. Back and forth game.
Flags.
They throw a flag as the Prexies jump over the line. And you're not allowed to do that, Coach. You're just not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to go airborne like that. I can't fault the Prexies for trying.
Right.
They have not yet put on the board that the kick is good, because I don't think they've signaled the kick is good yet. I don't know, Coach. I'm trying to figure it out here.
Yeah, here we are again. It's Twilight Zone-y today.
We are very full moon.
Fans, please refrain from throwing things from behind the stadium into the stands, please.
So I guess they didn't get the kick. Okay, so
all right.
They called a personal foul on Quave for jumping over. I mean, kid's trying to get a block.
It's a hustle play, but
I'll take
you can't
that.
do it
I'll
within
take
the
that.
confines of the rules.
You can't do it. You're not. I think what happened was, I think Quave did the old alley-oop. I think he jumped off of the nose guard's back there. And you're not allowed to do that. But due to the fact that we've had a pretty solid return game, that certainly doesn't help our cause at all, Coach. Okay, so 7 minutes and 42 seconds left in the game. The Prexies hold a slim 3-point advantage.
So let me ask you
the
this.
Wildcats.
With the penalty, is this where you attempt the onside kick because it's going back to the 30 or 25-yard line anyway? Or do you pin it deep?
Coach, you're on to something because any decent kicker right here is going to kick a touchback here. Or not.
Well,
so
out to about the 12 or 13-yard line for the junkyard.
Well, and you know what? I said any decent kicker, but in reality, I rescind what I said because that was a pretty good kick.
Yeah, it was
that
a fair
was
kick.
low.
Stayed out of the end zone.
Stayed out of the end zone, and they end up with North Union ends up with pretty good field position. With the Prexies sitting at the, I believe I want to say that is the 13, 12-yard line maybe? Coach Brady goes out for a conference with the ref.
Maybe this time he's asking him what he wants for dinner.
He very well could be. Very well could be.
I want an OK Cafe calzone.
Yes.
As they are one of our
yes,
sponsors
we talked
this
about
year.
how delicious those calzones were. So here's hoping the Prexies can put together a long, methodical drive and hit pay dirt and hopefully put what has been a feisty, pesky group of kids from Richwood away for the night. As Coach Brady has done with his aside with the referee. Julian Ladd in the backfield. I tell you what, these refs, bless their hearts, have sure slowed the pace of this game many times tonight. I think they're probably kind of talking to both sides to say, hey, listen, guys, it's maybe gotten a little chippy, because it has.
Sure, sure.
And let's get this back under control. You know, the Prexies want win number 5. The Wildcats don't want to have a losing record. I mean, I get it.
Ladd gets the ball, nothing going there.
As the Wildcats continue late in the game to find success controlling the line of scrimmage as the clock ticks down. Noah Thompson back in the huddle. Still a lot of people here at this game, Coach. Still a good crowd.
No doubt, no doubt. North Union traveled well on the far side there. Tons of people home. Cornbread rolls out. He's got Money.
I just put a little too much on it.
him.
Put a little too much on it. All right, so the Prexies are looking at 3rd and long with the ball deep in their own territory. Here's hoping they can find a way to get a first down with the clock stopped with 6 minutes and 53 seconds left in this ball game. Drake Fascione checks out of the game. Prexies come out with 4 wide receivers, 2 on each side. Cornbread takes the snap.
Eludes the pressure. Can't miss that linebacker, though.
Unable to elude the pressure that time. All right, so here we go. The Prexies, deep in their own territory, go out to punt. Clock continues to tick. Colin Hill with his feet in his own end zone looks to punt the ball here.
And brushed it a little bit. Gets
That's
a
okay,
favorable bounce.
What looked like it may be a bad punt actually gets a favorable Prexy bounce and is unable to be returned as North Union takes over at the 49-yard line. So based upon what could have happened there, I'll take that punt, Coach.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Anytime you're in the, the shadow of your own end zone, that's can get off a punt that's going to net you 45, 50 yards like that, you'll take it for sure.
Well, with 5 minutes and 59 seconds left, right now the Prexies defense just needs to stiffen up. A stop here certainly won't guarantee a win, but it'll go a long way towards hopefully cementing one.
This too, this is prime bend, don't break time.
Absolutely.
If you're going to give it up, take the 3, give your offense a chance to go out and win it.
Absolutely.
But, I mean, obviously, ideally, be stout here. Get your stop. So
Prexies,
here we go.
Stack the box. Nothing doing on that one as I believe Drake Fascione tackles the ball carrier for what I believe is a 2-yard gain. Check that, Dejon Smith for a 2-yard gain.
And the Hawk.
The clock continues to tick. 5 and some change left in this ball game. Roughly 300 and some odd seconds left, which doesn't seem like much, folks, but it's an eternity. Oh, it looked like there might have been a little offsides there by the Wildcats. Quarterback almost gets sacked. Is able to run around, elude some tacklers, and picks up a positive play for a gain of about maybe 1.
I'll tell you what, that was some bull rush there from the BMW Bentley. He was right there in the backfield.
Bentley came like a bat out of you-nowhere. So here we go, Coach. The scoreboard says it's 3rd and 6. I got to believe this is maybe a 3rd and 7 here. The Prexies are able to hang on and get a stop there. This can go a long way towards maybe moving the game closer in their direction. Be interesting to see what the Wildcats choose to do here. 3 timeouts left.
Going long again. Just missed on
And
that
he
completion.
just missed it. Wow, that kid almost made a circus catch as Noah Thompson, in a good display of sportsmanship, helps that youngster up. I got to believe with 3 timeouts left, Coach may punt this. However, he may be a riverboat gambler, Coach. I know I'm not. They may try to draw the Prexies off sides here and then try to call a timeout, or they may go for it. Either way, Coach, I'm pretty nervous right now.
Yeah,
I'm just
crucial
going to be
play
honest
here.
with you.
Crowd comes to their feet.
Coach calls a timeout. So it'll be interesting to see what comes out of this timeout. Will Coach go for it, or will he play it safe and punt with 3 timeouts left? Check that, 2 now that he called one of his timeouts.
Yeah, that's a tough call. On one hand here, you're giving the Presidents great field position, but, you know, whether you go for it or whether you punt, you're going to need a stop. So do you keep it in your own hands and go for that 4th down conversion, or do you punt? So
I don't know, Coach. I'm glad I'm not in his shoes right now.
Yeah, no doubt.
Getting some MOAC scores here. The Spartans have continued to go undefeated, taking out check that.
It's Buckeye Valley.
It's Buckeye Valley,
who we see next week on the road.
Who we do see next week on the road. Okay, so I believe here that North Union is going to go for it.
Yeah, try to control their own fate, you know. Yeah, you jumped.
On North Union.
So now that changes things.
That changes things. Now I believe, Coach, you got a punt.
Yeah, and the personnel's going to change there too, so it sure looks that way.
Woo! Coach, if you took my blood pressure right now, it'd probably be 300 over whatever.
That's not good.
No, it's not. I can't handle these close games like this, Coach.
Yeah, I think you've already dubbed this Harding team the Cardiac Kids this year.
Oh, my God. They're cardiacing me over here, Coach.
They're finding a way to make this and keep this interesting. So punt goes off without a hitch, and it is a booming punt.
It's a beauty of a punt.
Looks like it's going to go out of bounds about the 12-yard line.
Coach, you couldn't have drawn that up any better if you're North Union, really.
Yeah, no doubt.
I mean, even though you had an offsides there, the Prexies still have the ball at the 10-yard line. So, you know, what the Prexies have to do here, Coach, is they just got to put together 3-4 first downs, kill the clock here, Coach. Just not necessarily kill the clock, but just...
Yeah, you got to be productive, but, you need some first downs. So.
That's all we need here, Coach. We need first downs, as in plural.
Watching the coaching staff back the players up off the line. Did you know Greg Schiano at Ohio State has his own personal get-back coach?
And I bet you his own personal get-back coach does one of 2 things. He's either getting a free college education as a GA, or he's making a copious amount of money.
To tell him to get back.
To tell him to get back.
Get back.
Where do I apply for that job?
Get back to where you once
yeah.
belong.
Oh, another Beals pun there.
All right, so here we go. 4 minutes, 19 seconds left in the game.
So here we go.
President's ball at the 10-yard line.
Julian Ladd deep for the Prexies in the backfield at tailback. Play clock starts. Thompson under center. Hands the ball off to Julian.
Tough sledding for Ladd.
Tough sledding as it looks like he picks up maybe 2 to 3 yards. 2-yard gain, maybe. Scoreboard's got him 2nd and 7, but I got to believe that's about 2nd and 8 there, Coach. Maybe our scoreboard operator's trying to give the Prexies, trying to give them a little bit of mental edge there. Oh, never mind. They change it back to 2nd and 8. Ladd in the backfield. 3 minutes and some change left in the ball game.
cuts outside.
Bounces it.
Got a block. Oh.
Hey, that was still a pretty good game
That's
there.
a nice, positive game there.
Looks like it's going to be third and very short.
3rd and 1, 3rd and 2.
3rd and 1, Coach. Ladd checks out of the ball game. You got to believe on this 3rd and 1, we're probably going to see a little bit of the hammer. Looks
Gotta
like the
think,
night train is at tailback.
Not much hurry to get this snap off either. Oh, I stand
Noah
corrected.
Thompson keeps it. Hey, Coach. He of the good hair keepeth the ball.
Yes, he does.
Okay,
That's going to go
Coach.
ahead and move the chains.
So we said we needed first down.
There's one of them. Took
There's
a minute
one.
off the clock there.
As the clock continues to run, the Prexies have to be very methodical in what they're doing here and take as much time off the clock as they possibly can before they snap the ball. Should be noted that this is the last year that the Wildcats are in the MOAC as they move conferences next year. Julian Ladd bounces it. He's down.
Ball.
He was down. The ball is not out. He was down. As the North Union coaches are in the box next to us.
We do share a wall
We
with the
do
opposing
share a
coach.
wall with them.
Which, has brought us some highs and some serious
some
lows.
serious lows.
Yeah, there was a late touchdown pass. Was at Mount Vernon last year.
Yeah.
Where there were a lot of 4-letter words, and he caught it, and it was, that was something. It is, the emotions, good and bad, it is palpable
Absolutely.
up here.
Well,
it is palpable.
They next door to me said he fumbled it, and I said no, he was down, and I actually think they heard me because I think I heard one of the coaches say he wasn't down, which North Union I know has got a great football program, and they got some great coaches, and
you want to set your kids up for success.
Absolutely,
If you
you
can
do.
get that
Absolutely.
call, sure you take that. So.
And when you're a Prexie, you say he was down, and when you're a Wildcat, you say he wasn't down. But nonetheless, we live to play another day there, Coach Keplinger. Okay, the Wildcats call a timeout. 2 minutes and 14 seconds left. Game clock needs to be reset to 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Evan Geyer, girls basketball coach, is our fantastic clock operator. As the game has some stoppage here, as the clock is once again set back to 2:30.
Twilight Zone music ensues.
You ain't lying, Coach. And I ain't speaking good English, but you ain't lying. Quave Booker in the backfield.
Nice hard run there from
Hard
Quave.
run by the night train. Well, and listen, what Quave is doing right now is he's running it north and south. Okay, and once again, timeout is called. 2 minutes and 14 seconds left, Coach. And rather than take a commercial break, I don't want to.
There you go.
I don't. It's too much time in this game. I'm too nervous, and I don't want to stop.
And
talking.
I gotta talk at somebody.
I gotta talk through my nerves, Coach.
When in doubt.
Hey, speaking of that, let's talk about OK Cafe, one of our great sponsors here.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. You talk about those calzones, Coach.
They're life-changing.
They are life-changing.
I'm
And
telling
listen,
you.
I've said it once, I've said it twice, and I will continue to say it. The OK Cafe is as Marion as trains. It's as Marion as President Harding.
There you go.
It's as Marion as these Prexies in red and black. It's as Marion as that beautiful cemetery in the south end zone. It's as Marion as the Popcorn Festival. The OK is an institution, sir, of which we should all
It's
be
as
proud.
Marion as Todd Schneider.
Oh.
My words, not yours.
Touche, Coach Keplinger. Touche.
It's quick. It looks short.
Looks like the Prexies are signaling first down, but of course they're going to, and The
Well
referee
then,
signals first
never
down.
mind.
And with no timeouts.
Let me see how many times I can be wrong today.
Well, how about that? And with no more timeouts left, it appears as if the Prexies are able to fend off.
Well, we need, I think, one more first down mathematically, right?
Well, Coach, I don't think so. I don't know, Coach.
No, maybe not. No.
Mathematically, I'm not really
No,
good at much.
you're good. You're good. That time, that play clock won't start right away, so
Yeah, absolutely, Coach.
That's it.
Well, Coach, 5-2. It ain't been pretty.
But they don't have to always be pretty.
They don't
Coach
have to
Schneider.
be pretty. What matters is that W in the win column. But I think coming out of this game, though, the Prexies have some things they have to look at. They have to, as impressive as the running game was last week, it just didn't get started this week, you know?
Yep, good. Didn't get started on the offensive end. Had some trouble on the defensive side with the run games there. But you know, in the end, it's all is well that ends well. So.
Absolutely, Coach. And a W is a W nonetheless. A W is a W nonetheless. And listen, 55 seconds left in the ball game. Looks like there's going to be just, once they start the play clock here, there's going to be just enough time. So here we go, folks. There's 3 games left in the year, and the Prexies are sitting at 5-2 with a fantastic chance this year to eclipse last year's win total with 3 games left in the season, Coach. Travel to Buckeye Valley next week. We're home the week after that against the Vikings of River Valley.
Oh, here we go.
And number 12 gets a little chippy with Drake Fascione. Okay. As the game gets a little chippy here at the end. And really, it all starts because number 12, there for North Union, just delivers an unnecessary and unwanted blow.
Yeah, I think.
I mean, we're taking a knee, Coach. That's uncalled for. You know, that's completely uncalled for. And listen, our kids need to keep their composure. They need to calm down. But as far as that goes for number 12, once again, that's uncalled for. You know, there's 19 seconds left in the game. The last thing we want to do is mar this win in any way, shape, or form by allowing our emotions on either side get the best of us. Coaches keeping the kids wrangled up, talking to them. Looks like the Prexies are wanting to line up and shake hands as the referees discuss the penalty and a possible runoff of time. As the Prexies move back to the sidelines, as the refs continue to talk it out. Well, all right, folks, there's 19 seconds left in the ball game as there's an unfortunate turn of events here as, once again, what has been a chippy game continues to be chippy at the end.
What is that? I think with that additional one, we're going to look at 7 personal fouls, I think, between the 2 teams today.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here.
And the Twilight Zone music continues to play.
I told you, Coach, it was a full moon.
Yeah, that's as predicted and as we have explained early in this game that crazy things happen when a full moon happens. So
no, crazy things definitely happen on a full moon. Looks like they might have caught a flag on Coach Brady as he was standing out there talking to the sideline judge, and the guy he was talking to didn't. I don't know what that's all about.
On
Okay, so there's a slew of flags here. And listen, this all started because of some unfortunate, and listen, here's what happened. I don't understand.
You put your right foot in, you put your right foot out,
you put your right foot in, and you
shake it all about.
So they called a 15-yard penalty on both coaches. They called a 15-yard penalty on the North Union kid, number 12, who started it all.
And I believe that's his second. That's his second personal foul today,
That's his second
too.
personal foul of the game. Absolutely. So you replay
I'm looking
third down.
for the moon, Coach. Hold on. I'm stretching out of the press box. I'm looking for the moon.
Coach, it's been a weird week. I can assure you there is a full moon. Wow. And listen, once again, I am not here, and I don't envy the refs to do the job they have to do and to ref a ball game such as this. But it's been a chippy ball game, and I really think the refs let it get away from them, and they could have established something earlier in the game. And here we are with 19 seconds left in the ball game, and instead of the clock running out like it should, ending in a Prexi's win, we're dealing with a huddle by the referees. As both coaches are out on the field, kind of like, what's going on? I don't even know. I think they're asking the same question. This is just unfortunate, folks. Just unfortunate. I really don't have words. I'm just going to let this play out.
I'm letting you kind of take over because I'm not really sure what to say there.
I think the coaches are out there telling, no, listen. This should go this, and this should do this. It looks to me like right now the coaches maybe have a better understanding of what's going on.
I think we're almost hung up on that initial personal foul. Should be a reset of downs just in case something wonky should happen here and it winds up being a spiked ball or something crazy that it's not fourth and you're forced to punt and give it up there. You know, like just as crazy as this game's played out, you don't want to leave anything to chance.
And listen, Coach Brady and Coach Hajar are out there talking to each other. There's no bad blood between these coaches.
Sure.
There's not. Listen, they're both good. They're both good men. They're both professionals. They're both shaking hands and hugging out there because I know Coach Brady has a lot of respect for Coach Hajar. I know Coach Hajar has a lot of respect for Coach Brady. Listen, Coach Hajar is a fine coach. He's a Marion kid. He graduated from Pleasant the same year I graduated from Harding. He has put together a fantastic program out there at North Union.
Great game plan today, you know.
Absolutely. I mean,
this
and
close.
listen, I don't want to say anything's happened yet because there's still 19 seconds left in this game.
Yeah, you're right.
And we've had a stoppage of God knows how long. And listen, here's the thing. None of that has to happen. The Prexies are taking a knee. None of that has to happen. When the Prexies are taking a knee, the game should essentially be over. There should be no extracurriculars by anybody on any side of the ball whatsoever. So I don't even think the refs. I got no words, Coach. I just can't talk through this. We're just going to go silence. Just silence.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. So the clock starts. So finally, and I think they're going to, I don't know what's going on here. I think they're going to take him into the locker room, I guess, rather than shake hands, because evidently they have decided this late in the game.
Not much good that's going to come from getting those two groups together again.
Well, it's unfortunate, and I'm pretty sure that's probably what Coach Brady and Coach Hajar decided on there. But either way, folks, it wasn't pretty. It was a little ugly at times, and it certainly got ugly there at the end of the ball game. But nonetheless, the Prexies walk out of this game with a 5-2 win, or I'm sorry, rather 31-28 win. Prexies are 5-2, Coach. We'll see you guys back here in a couple weeks when we play the Vikings of River Valley. Till then, stay safe, guys.
Good night, everybody.
Go Prexies.
Today, you know.
Absolutely. I mean,
this
and
close.
listen, I don't want to say anything's happened yet because there's still 19 seconds
Oh,
left in
gosh.
this game.
Yeah, you're right.
And we've had
You're
a
right.
stoppage of God knows how long. And listen, here's the thing. None of that has to happen. The Prexies are taking a knee. None of that has to happen. When the Prexies are taking a knee, the game should essentially be over. There should be no extracurriculars by anybody on any side of the ball whatsoever. So I don't even think the refs. I got no words, Coach. I just can't talk through this. We're just gonna go silence. Just silence.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. So the clock starts. So finally, and I think they're going to, I don't know what's going on here. I think they're going to take him into the locker room, I guess, rather than shake hands, because evidently they have decided this late in the game.
Not much good that's going to come from getting those two groups together again.
Well, it's unfortunate, and I'm pretty sure that's probably what Coach Brady and Coach Hajar decided on there. But either way, folks, it wasn't pretty. It was a little ugly at times, and it certainly got ugly there at the end of the ball game. But nonetheless, the Prexies walk out of this game with a 5-2 win, or I'm sorry, rather 31-28 win. Prexies are 5-2, Coach. We'll see you guys back here in a couple weeks when we play the Vikings of River Valley. Till then, stay safe, guys.
Good night, everybody.
Go Prexies.